Hi there, Dan. This is Tyler here at Troncallityler Chrysler Jeep Dodge, and I've got the Jeep Wrangler here in front of me. And I wanted to kind of give you a brief introduction and hit a couple of points in here about how to operate things. You're going to be able to forward this link on to Leah, so she will be able to learn a few things about the vehicle, how to operate some of the controls. So just watch along. If there's something that you think that I missed, just let me know, and I will come back out here with the camera on another vehicle, obviously, because this one is going to her tomorrow. Okay, so here it is. It is about to go in cleanup. It is gassed up, ready for the trip tomorrow. We'll just take a quick walk around the outside. Okay, first things first, this vehicle is equipped with remote start, and here on the key, it's this button right here on top, and the way that works is you double tap it, you wait for the 2 beeps, that means it's going to start, and then it starts up. Okay, it runs for 15 minutes or until it's low on fuel, whichever happens first, before it would shut itself off. Now if you want to shut it off, just hit the button once, and it shuts off. Now, reasons it won't remote start is if there's a door ajar, if the tailgate's ajar, if it's already been remote started twice before you put the key in, or if it's too low on gas, or if there's not enough battery. Those are the reasons it won't remote start. So we'll go ahead and remote start it a second time. Again, 2 beeps. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get inside. Now, even when you remote start, you still have to put the key in. That is a mistake that some folks make. There is your odometer right before the trip begins. Okay. Things that I like to point out off the get-go is right here on your turn signal stock. This is your headlight control, and you can see it's set in automatic. This turns the fog lights on and off by pulling out on that stock. Okay, and the fog lights are those little lights in the front bumper. Now this right here, as you will watch, it will brighten and dim the dash lights. Okay, now if you turn your wipers on during the day, obviously it's a law in the state of Georgia and in South Carolina, if you run your wipers you have to turn your headlights on. As long as your headlights here are set in automatic, when you turn your wipers on, it'll turn the headlights on. And when that happens, if your displays are too dim and you can't see it, then you just roll this little guy up until it clicks once, and watch what happens to the display. See how it gets brighter? That's what that first little square does. The second square will turn on the overhead lights when your doors are closed. Now, if you want to make it where the overhead lights don't turn on when you open a door, just roll that all the way back until it clicks. You can see it shuts off the overhead lights. Okay? Here on the back of the steering wheel, see these buttons right here? That's part of the stereo controls, and you've got one here on the other side as well. Now here on, this is at your right hand, that is your volume up, that is your volume down, and the button there in the center, that guy right there, that will go through your modes: AM, FM, CD, satellite, if you have something streaming by Bluetooth plugged into the USB port or auxiliary jack. Here on where your left hand is, on the back of the steering wheel, that's to seek your radio stations up, that's to seek your radio stations down, and that button there in the center, hope you're able to see it, that actually will go through your presets, and you have 12 each for AM, for FM, and for satellite. Quick note here on your seat, this is how you adjust the seat up and down. That's a seat elevator. Your seat recline, the lever's back here. Not to be confused. Some people do confuse that. So this lifts the seat up like a pump handle does. You just push it back down to drop the seat back down. And again, your recline handle is back here. Okay, I'm going to jump on in because it's a little bit chilly out here. Now here on the face of the steering wheel, This is your voice recognition button, so you can change channels by voice or switch bands by voice if you want to switch from FM to satellite, for instance. And the way you do that, there's two things to remember when you use your voice recognition, is to speak after the beep and be the only person talking, okay? So I will give you a for instance. Right now it's on satellite radio. I'm going to hit that button and give you a quick demonstration. Radio FM. That's all there is to it. And if you want to switch to a different station, 97.1. Again, it's really straightforward. And when you're on satellite, you can either speak the station name or the station number, and it will switch for you. And by the way, that little voice recognition button here does the exact same as this button does right here. And likewise, this phone button here does the same thing as this phone button right here. Now, these buttons right here run a menu system that is right here, and at any time if you get into a menu system and want to come back to the compass and temperature display as it is right now, just hit this button right here. Okay? So here's the things on your menu system. If you want to see a digital speedometer, see the little down arrow right here in the upper left of the display? It's referring to this down arrow right here. So when you push it, watch what happens. See how it just changed? Okay, so we'll hit menu again. There's your fuel economy. If you want to reset it, you see the little right arrow in front of the word reset? It's talking about this one right here. So if you want to reset it, you push and hold it, and it resets your fuel economy. Hit menu again to show your distance to empty, and hit menu again. There's your tire pressure, and that's an individual readout of each tire. And there is a trip timer. Again, the reset button is right here to start that over again. Here's vehicle info, and see the down arrow, so we're going to switch to that and then scroll down through. So there's your coolant temp, your oil life, your oil pressure, transmission temperature, and it goes back to the top of that menu. And now we're going to hit menu again. And of course, you're here in the United States, so you can keep your English units. System is okay. Now, if there's any system warnings, like if a door is ajar, if you're low on a fluid, if it's oil change time, that's where it's going to come up right there. And you read your system warnings by hitting that down arrow. Now, personal settings. These are things that you can change about the vehicle. Again, just hit your down arrow to go through them. So there's where you change language, where you change if you want your doors to lock automatically, if you want them to unlock automatically when you go to get out. What that's going to do right here is unlock just the driver's door when you hit the unlock button on your key fob. If you want to make it unlock the entire vehicle when you hit that button, then you just hit your right arrow to toggle, and see how that changed the setting. I do recommend leaving it on just the driver's door. A second click of the unlock button on your key fob will unlock the rest of the vehicle. Okay, we're going to go to the next. If you want the horn to beep when you hit the key fob lock button, and if you want the lights to flash when you hit the key fob lock button. This is how long you want your headlights to stay on after you get out of your vehicle and lock it up. So if you've got a long walk from your driveway to your house, or from where you park at work to go inside, then maybe you want to stretch out that length of time to 60 seconds, or maybe 90 seconds. Or maybe you don't want your lights to stay on at all after you shut your vehicle off. That's how you change that setting. And hit our down arrow again. This is your headlights on with wipers. I'm going to leave that on again because it is a law in the state of Georgia as well as South Carolina to run your headlights when you run your wipers. And again, as long as your headlights are set in automatic, which they are, it'll do that for you, okay? So we're going to go to the next one. Key off power delay is how long you're going to have power to your radio and your windows after you shut your vehicle off. So if you are listening to one of your favorite songs when you get to where you're going, but you don't want to burn gas while you're doing it, you shut your vehicle off and you'll have your radio play for an additional 45 seconds. Now you can change that time length to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or it just shuts off when you shut the vehicle off. Keep in mind that that time delay will get cut short when you open a front door, because it thinks as soon as you open a front door you're getting out of the vehicle, that you don't want to listen to the radio anymore, you don't need to move your windows. Illuminated approach is when you hit unlock with a key fob. It's going to light up your vehicle for 30 seconds, and that's another one you can adjust to 0, 30, 60, or 90. Hill start assist is going to prevent you from rolling back when you let your foot off the gas after you've come to a complete stop on a hill. You can disable it if you want. and you don't need to change that. Fuel saver means the word eco is going to light up whenever you're getting your best fuel economy. And this is if you need to calibrate your compass variance, and that will engage the calibration program so you can calibrate your compass if you're going to be outside of compass variance number 8. And then it goes back to the beginning, and then remember this goes back to the top, your compass and temperature, okay? So that does it for these buttons right here. Over here is your cruise control. And your radio is over here, of course, and here are your buttons for your presets. To set a preset, like if you wanted to set 97.1 is preset number 2. It's real tough. You just hit the set button and hit number 2. And now it's preset number 2. If you want to set 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, remember I said you have 12 presets each for AM, for FM, and for satellite. Just hit the set button twice. See it says set 2 up there? And then pick your number. And it will become preset 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Setting the time is also very, very easy on these vehicles. You push time and hold it until the time starts to flash. And then you use your station knob to adjust it. Once you've got it to the time, the hour, you push in, switches to the minutes. You again change your minutes with that, and then push in again, and that locks your time in. Pretty straightforward. Another thing people have a little bit of a time getting used to in a Wrangler is the fact that your power window switches are here on the center stack. This guy right here will disable the power window switches in the back for the back windows. Down here are your AC controls. Also, again, pretty self-explanatory, but down here is a set of buttons. This turns off your traction control in case you do need to spin. Like if you're stuck or you're trying to help somebody else get unstuck. This is your hill descent control. So if you're off-road and in four-wheel drive low, heading down a hill, this will help your vehicle keep from running away. This right here turns on a 115-volt power outlet, which is right here underneath the center console lid. Let me see if I can get that here. There's the cover for it. You just pop that down like that. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of dark in here. I'll turn on the overhead lights. So I should be able to see that now. And that just stays there and covered up. By the way, your USB port is here inside the center console. It's what's lit up right here. You also have a power outlet, and that power outlet has power to it full time. You'll see a little picture of a battery on that cover telling you that it has power to it full time. You also get a little toolkit that comes with the vehicle that'll help you, that has the right fittings to take the top off if you want to take the back section of the hardtop off. Well, last but not least is how to take your roof panels off. Now you can see you've got this buckle right here. First thing you do is you get your visor out of the way. Unbuckle that buckle. Now hopefully you can see this okay. That doesn't hook around it. It just pushes against that bar. It's kind of a pinch and fit, okay? So you unbuckle this, and then you're going to untwist these guys. There's one here. You got another one right here. You've got one right here. And this is actually right over your left ear as you're driving. And last but not least is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, I hope you do, is right up here overhead. There's a bit of a hand screw that goes over the crossbar right here. There's one here, and there's one here, and both of those have to come completely out for you to be able to take out the roof panels. Now we're going to head around to the back because I want to show you how the lift gate, or not the lift gate, the tailgate opens. It's pretty straightforward. Opens like so. And there's no hitch on the glass. You just pull it open. There you go. Opens right up. And when you go to close everything, close the glass first so that you can close the tailgate on it. There is your window sticker. In that bag is the Freedom Top Storage Panel bag. Or Freedom Top Panel Storage bag, I should say. Up underneath here is a storage bin. And right there is the key to your wheel locks, along with the regular lug nuts that were replaced. Now keep in mind that anytime you have your tires rotated, you're going to need that thing right there. That is the key to the wheel locks. If you take off the top or take off your doors, you have bolt holes here to store those bolts, so you don't have to put them in the garage and risk losing them somewhere. And this floor, or this mat back here, is actually reversible, so you've got one side that's carpet and another side that's rubber. Again, Dan and Leah, this is your 2016 Jeep Wrangler Sahara. I do appreciate your business, and I thank you for coming to me. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask me about them. I'll be delighted to help you out. You've got my number, 470-296-1778. And if you want to look at some other videos that I've got on here, just search out hashtag troncallityler and see some more things that I've got on YouTube. Thanks again for your business. Enjoy your Jeep. Take care.